Hey guys, we are back, and I'm going to make this really short tonight. I'm going to read just maybe one or two chapters, um, and this is more for me to get my practice reading in and to practice speaking on camera in, because the more I practice, the better I get. Okay? All right, cool. So I'm going to read chapter 54 of Steve Chandler's Shift Your Mind, Shift the World. Chapter 4 is called Today Will Always Be My Big Day. I love walking up to those two choices I have. I can get ready to live, or I can live right now. This getting ready to live is often a misinterpretation of the goal setting process that we talked about earlier. It's beautiful to have goals when you love them and allow them to inspire you. It's wonderful to have projects, but I don't want them to be an excuse for me to try to live in the future. There's a way to have a precise goal and still live in the present moment. Think of the goal only as a map. If I have a map and I'm going somewhere, I don't want to stare at the map while I'm driving. I want to enjoy the trip. The reason I even have the map is so I can have confidence that I know where I'm going, so I can enjoy the trip along the way. So the map is good. There's nothing worse than trying to get somewhere without an address or map. But once I've looked at that map, I want to set it aside and enjoy the journey. Because if I'm always staring at the map, obsessed with the future, all my thoughts are in the future, and now the trip itself is no good. I'm even more likely to get in an accident or fall off the cliff staring at my phone's map. This is also true when I'm projecting. What if something bad happens? Or I'm thinking, I'll be happy when certain conditions are met. I'm going to be miserable in the present because I'm not there. I'm not here for myself. So, a real strong point here on the road to success is get out of the future. Byron Katie says if you want to be miserable, get yourself a future. She's trying to shake people awake with that statement. She means that if you are living in your own future, if you're holding your happiness hostage to some future condition, the present moment is full of anxiety. You cannot enjoy it. So I want to bring life back to the present moment. Exactly what the great basketball coach, John Wooden, was talking about when he said, make each day your masterpiece. So have today be the day. It all happens today. My future is today. This transforms everything, including, ironically, the future itself, because the future is created in the present moment. It's what you're doing now that creates your future. This is a valued mind shift back to the present moment, shifting out of where I have spent most of my non productive life. In the future, like this, I'm working toward the day when I can. I'm hoping to be able to, and maybe someday I can. I was putting my whole happiness out into the future in some futuristic fantasy moment, and it never came. When I keep pushing my fulfillment, my financial security, and happiness into the future, the very pushing of it into the future develops a neurological pathway in the brain that becomes a groove and a rut. It becomes an automatic, knee jerk, habitual way of thinking. So even when I arrived at the situation that I used to think would make me happy, my mind groove now pushes happiness into the future again, automatically, out of habit, always in the future, arrive, push. Well, when I get a second house, when we've got a second home, that's when I'll really be happy. When I have a boat, I know I said that I'd be happy when I have this car. I know I said that, but I didn't really understand it because what I didn't see was that we don't have a boat. And, really, to be really happy, you need to have your own boat. I would think. That's what I imagine anyway. A boat, being able to go out on the water, not rent one, but own one. Insanity. An endless, insane addition of material possessions and emotional conditions that I imagine would bring happiness in the future. If you want to be miserable, get yourself a future. If you want to be happy, get yourself this day today. All right, guys. So we finished chapter 54, and tomorrow night we'll do chapter 55. All right, guys.